Here's Peter Mansbridge.
Breaking news. Yesterday, the International Space Station launched Canada's most famous robotic and technological achievement, the Canadarm.
Space debut on the Space Shuttle Columbia STS-2. The design and building of the arm, also known as the Space Remote Manipulator System, marked the beginning of Canada's close collaboration with NASA in human space flight, a sterling example of successful international cooperation in space. It was created to repair and deploy damaged satellites in outer space. Now we move to the live press conference with Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau.
Now we'll open it up to the press for questions.
Yeah. Can you describe the features of the Canadarm? The Canadarm is thought to be a 15-meter human arm with a wrist, elbow, and shoulder. A jaw was included with each of these joints. A jaw was a motor-driven gearbox that allowed the Canadarm to bend and turn more than the flexibility of a human arm. A camera is attached to the end of the wrist, which acts like eyes for the arm, and the 5 onboard computers acts as wrists and brains. The Canadarm weighs 410 kilograms and can lift over 30,000 kilograms on Earth at speeds up to 60 centimeters per second.
What materials are used in the creation of the Canadarm?
Engineers that created the Canadarm used the latest atmospheric materials, including titanium, stainless steel, and ultra-high modulus graphite epoxy. The harsh environment meant that engineers needed to pay extra attention to the thermal design and lubrication. The arm was covered with a multi-layer insulation system involving different layers of goldalized captain, Dacron scrim cloth, and fiberglass outer covering. In case of cold conditions, engineers created a thermostatically controlled electric heater to protect the aircraft.
Main goals of the Canadarm?
The Canadarm was created to make life in space easier. It had 3 main goals. Those goals were: 1. The arm will be used to fix the space station and other satellites, which will make the astronauts' job a lot easier and safer, by the arm doing most of the work. 2. Since the Canadarm has a camera on the end of it, it can function just like a human arm. The need for astronauts to travel to space drops because they already have a working hand 24/7. 3. The Canadarm was made to create a new world of technology, and that world of technology was technology in space. And because of its release, it will give the world a spark to create more gadgets like the one that's currently traveling above us.
Better than using astronauts in space.
The Canadarm is better in many ways, such as: 1. It has a longer reach. For example, if astronauts were moving stuff around, it would take a lot of risks because of the magnitude range. But with the Canadarm, it is easier to move objects. Number 2, it has leverage. This means it can get out of tricky situations that it would be very hard for 3 to 4 astronauts to maneuver out of. 3, it has muscle. The Canadarm has greater and stronger grip on objects in comparison to the astronauts, and it can deal with the momentum of the objects.
Why is the Canadarm significant to Canada?
The Canadarm established Canada's reputation as a leader in technology innovation and inspired a series of other Canadian robotics used in the International Space Station, such as the soon-to-come Canadarm2. The Canadarm established Canada as a key player in high technology fields of advanced manipulators, systems, and robotics. And lastly, the Canadarm allow Canada to become part of the space station and have more space recognition in space technology.
And that concludes our press conference.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to take this.
No!
No.